All right, I'm back. We got some Obelisk Kodama tree logger. This one has a nice painting on the front there. Kind of got the trunk of a tree with some little statues and whatnot, maybe lanterns along the sides. Very nice. Let's see what we got on the sides here. Brewed and packed by Obelisk out of Astoria, Oregon, in collaboration with OK Adam Hard Cider for the Fuji to Hood Collaboration Festival. It is a pale lager foraged with kurumoji from Japan and spruce tips from Oregon. Coming in at 5% there. And I had to look it up. Kurumoji, I guess, is like a spice bush used for like teas and oils and whatnot. So this one should be interesting. I typically like spruce beers. I don't know what to expect with this. I have no idea what Kurumoji is. And then it's in collaboration with a cidery, so no idea. The color looks as expected, a very light color there. We brought out the Pilsner flute for this one. Let's see if we can top it off a little. There we go. Alright, so very nice color on this one. We got the little footed flute here. We got about maybe 2 to 2.5 fingers of bright white head, fizzy effervescence. Only slight spruce comes across. There's a slight sweetness as well. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. It's quite flavorful, actually. Not as delicate as I was expecting it to be. Slight spruce character. I would say it's not really overwhelming. It does have a sweetness akin to apple, but I would say it's not as sweet or as tart in some cases. It just kind of has like a juicy apple kind of character, but low sweetness, like slight sweetness. I don't think there's added apple in it. It's just akin to that kind of sweetness. I'm not really picking up. Well, never mind. I just retrohaled through the nose, and I did pick up a little bit of spice. It's foreign to me, but there was something when I retrohaled through the nose. There was some spice. So maybe that was the Kurumoji. Not sure. Let's get this shave on the road. We're going to be using Noble Otter's Northern Elixir. There it is. I was waiting for the light to hit the foil there, the gold foil. Very nice label. You can see the little flecks of gold as the stars or whatever with the northern lights in the background. Very nice label, and then he's got like a wizard hat on, like a sorting hat, like Harry Potter style. Product of the USA. Matching side label there with the scent notes. We got eucalyptus, lavender, peppermint, cedarwood, vetiver, and frost. I think we're all pretty familiar with like eucalyptus and peppermint, or eucalyptus and lavender. I think we're all pretty familiar with that, and that does come across pretty, front and forward. Those are, pretty bold scents, and this one is bold and banging. It is not one of the lighter scented Noble Otters. I would say the vetiver does come across because there's this kind of dirty earthiness underneath. The frost is just the menthol, that it's a mentholated soap. You kind of get some of the menthol that cuts through. But it also kind of has that vibe because the eucalyptus just gives it that kind of clean, crisp, cold character. And then I think the cedarwood is just body. It's kind of like a dry, woody, but then all that herbaceousness from the lavender and eucalyptus, whatnot. So, nice scent. Not sexy or anything like that, but definitely good for casual enjoyment, and that's what we intend to do today. We got our Lancaster Razorworks shave bowl right here. Beautiful bowl in the black and red. Got a nice rubber band right there to help some added grip. And then on the inside, it's kind of, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Let me try to wipe the lather. It's kind of got like this spider web design, like 1 by 1 inch like webbing. So it's kind of got like this spider web design, and they are soft, like, I don't know, speed bumps. What the fuck would you call it? Like soft mounds on that spider web design, so it won't damage your brush. They're all rounded and everything. Really nice lather here with our Bullseye Brushworks brush, and this nice deep dark purple with a little bit of shimmer to it if the light catches that. A nice, you know, no frills badger knot on top. And the razor for the day, we're going back to our Wade & Butcher Elite razor right here. This tiny little, either 4/8 or 5/16, something like that. Nice little kind of cream color off-white scales with the design on it. This one was also recently honed up by No Name Bear, Robert. And let's see if I can remember this. The edge he put on it was a coticle edge. It was called La Dressante à Bleu. La Dressante à Bleu. So, something like that, a coticle edge. So, that is what we'll be using today. This is a mentholated soap, but I think it's kind of like on the entry level menthol. Noble Otter never really goes like all in. So we're going to be using the chiller and the pillar, the Menth Dealer today. This is my bougie chill mill pump action. And you can see the menthol crystals loaded up in the chamber there. So you can see them making it snow. So we're just going to kick this menthol level up a bit. Get a nice dusting around this lather. And we'll incorporate that real quick. I'm going to add a little moisture to the tips here. And just incorporate that. I like to get the menthol real fine. That way, as soon as it hits that moisture from the lather, it just kind of melts right in. The last thing you want, and I've done this, is kind of have like a coarse grind, thinking that, you know, you'll be dropping more menthol in, less pumps, whatever. But then it doesn't incorporate, and now you're lathering and you're just scratching crystals across the surface of your skin. Nobody wants that. It's uncomfortable. This is supposed to be a luxurious experience. So what I did was I've done it a couple ways. I've put my crystals in like wax paper, folded it over and smashed it, or I've put it like in a Ziploc bag and then smashed it. But I got it into like a fine powder before I even loaded it into the grinder. And that way the grinder's doing minimal work, minimal wear and tear. And then my menthol crystals are super fine every time. And they just incorporate right into the lather with ease. So let's wet the face. I'm staring down the pipe of a, what, like 6-day vacation? 5-day vacation? I go back to work Tuesday, and today is Wednesday. Now I got a lot to do today because I'm going to be going to a music festival at the Gorge Amphitheater in Washington State. It is, well, technically it starts today, but there's no show today. So we're not going till tomorrow, where at least there's a pre-party tomorrow. But it's a music festival, you know, like close to 100 artists. 3-day festival. It's a camping festival, so we have to have our whole camp set up. And my buddy's got me into it at least 5 years ago, and we've just been going ever since. Didn't think that EDM was gonna be my jam. I had never listened to it prior to going to my first festival. And this one is more of a dubstep and heavy bass type festival, although there will be all kinds of different genres represented. You know, drum and bass and a little bit of everything. It's not, you know, it's heavy on the dubstep and bass, but there'll be all kinds of genres there. 100 artists, you know, is going to cover a lot of ground. So, should be a lot of fun. It is like a full-time job, partying for 3 days straight, because that's literally what it is. And by the time it's all over, you're just wore down and you can't wait to get home. But I look forward to it every year. It is a blast. So that's what I got going on. So probably no videos until at least Tuesday. But I wanted to get one in before I left for sure. I'm mostly just painting it on the cheeks because there's really not much to shave on the cheeks. I'm just getting those beard lines tight. I mean, I'm shaving, but it's only about 3 days growth this time around. And on the cheeks, it doesn't really pay to have a huge lather because I kind of need to know what I'm doing. So having that like line visible really pays off. Although I've been doing this long enough, I can almost do it by feel. If I couldn't see my beard line, I could almost go by feel. Alright, and talking about feel, that menthol is right around a kind of a low, yeah, like a, sorry, I was just getting my shit out of the way. I often knock my toothbrush over when I'm squeegeeing off the lather. So here we go. Let's see, I'm trying to get that there so you can see the grind. Yeah, it's kind of like a, I guess it's probably approaching like a medium. Guess it's approaching like a medium chill factor. Not bad. I'm saying so far that I had to take pause right there and think because I was like, wow, this edge feels good. This edge has more of that. Actually feels sharp feel to it. And I actually enjoy that kind of like scary sharp or sticky sharp, some people call it, I call it. I actually enjoy that kind of sticky sharpness or that scary sharpness. There's something about that kind of feel that just does it for me. Let's get all the way down here on the neck. Could always get that hamburger with a DE. It's a lot easier than having this kind of like awkward low but upswing. But we're not in this for ease. Oh yeah. And for all those who say, "What? You got a beard? What are you even shaving?" That's not even nothing, you know. Like we're just barely getting started here. When I do those like week of growth, it's double that at least. Gotta kind of roll that wrist. Take that point. Take that heel right there. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Not that my other one wasn't enjoyable, but different edge, different grind on that razor as well. The Hennes razor. That one was more of kind of a near wedge. I keep saying near wedge because I don't remember the exact grind. I should go back to the video where I first used it because I probably gave the full rundown on that video. Decent residual slickness, not the best in class. This is an older Noble Otter, so they've gotten better, certainly. But this is this La Dressante a Bleu. This La Dressante is feeling much more the way I prefer my edges to feel. It just kind of has that kind of sticky, sharp feel to it, and it really did knock it down on that first go round there. Now, it doesn't feel, when I say scary sharp or sticky sharp, like, it doesn't feel like it's skipping or anything like that. If it was skipping, it would be kind of a, you know, slickness. It would be a lather issue, a slickness, or probably improper hydration of my lather, or maybe even just a soap base issue. But that's not what I mean when I say like sticky sharp or scary sharp. It just kind of has this kind of tactile, it feels different on the skin. It feels almost like it's working immediately. With the wedge, the feel is kind of muted. It's cutting, but you don't kind of get that feedback. And No Name Bear was kind of going on about this too when we were talking privately, I believe, or it might be in the YouTube comments. We were talking on both, so I might have our location mixed up, but regardless, doesn't matter. You know, he was saying that the feel might be a little bit more muted on the wedge because just the grind, that's just the way it is. And this one's, you know, a much more hollow grind, so you're just gonna get that feedback. You're gonna feel more of that. I'm just gonna paint in this lather, not because I need more volume, because a voluminous lather doesn't really add to protection or cushion or whatever else, you know, term you want to use. Volume doesn't mean cushion or protection. Volume is volume. That's it. And volume certainly isn't slickness. So, for those of you thinking that a voluminous lather is doing you some sort of favors. God damn, I was talkative on this one. 19 minutes. It's time to lock the fuck in. Alright. But yeah. So just wanted to use the rest of that lather so that I'm not washing it down the sink. And I don't know if you can hear that feedback when I was doing the neck there in the heavy growth area. The side of the neck, not so much. There's not a lot of hair there. It's just peach fuzz mostly. But down the center, hopefully you can hear that feedback a bit more. Go ahead and get this too. Scent still bold and banging. The menthol level is still right at that kind of medium chill for me. And lather's doing great. Not bad, not a perfect circle, but not bad. I keep stock of where that heel is. Get the lather off my hand there. Hopefully you could hear that feedback. I didn't want to talk so you could hear the feedback. And that was past 2, mind you, so there's less growth. So anyhow, I don't have to justify myself. Although bearded wet shavers are often tried. Alright, let's get this lather off. Excellent shave. Robert, you did a killer job with this one. Hopefully you watched to the end. I'm sure you did. I would want to know how someone liked my work as well. So yeah, excellent job on this one. This is the kind of feel that I'm looking for. That's right up my alley. That's I need to keep stock of that edge. I enjoyed that one. And beautifully close shave too. No weepers whatsoever. Comfortable. Sharp. I like it. Keen. We got the Lancaster black sheep towel. Sorry this one ran long. I was talkative. I was not in a rush. I was refreshed because this is, you know, kind of a, not a morning shave, but kind of right at noon shave. And I don't got work for the next 5-6 days, so. Alright, let's take one more swig of this brewski. That really was good stuff. Matching aftershave splash. Still got the foil. Let's see. Also mentholated splash. See the ingredients there. Really nice labels. The print isn't, you know, hard to see in person. It might not come through on camera well, but industry standard quality restrictor. I always pour out of the back where there's no label. Even though it's a waterproof label, you know, alcohol sometimes tears labels up, so I try to pour out of the back in case there's any dribble. It will go where there is no label. So there's a little tip for you if you keep fucking up your aftershave labels. Oh yeah. I'd say more vetiver and lavender in the aftershave. Maybe even more cedarwood. But it's not devoid of eucalyptus. Still there. And peppermint. Alright. That was a hell of an enjoyable shave. That's going to start my vacation off right. So I'm ready to go kick some ass in the mosh pit and just headbang for 4 days straight. So, alright guys, I will catch you on the next one. Sorry this one went long, but it is what it is. Figure it out. Cheers.